Hey everybody, Scott here. Hope you're having a great day. This is the fourth video in our series on our Marlboro development project in City Heights of San Diego. This video is our first design review after we've settled on the main architecture, and we will get into more of the intricacies of the floor plan and some of the exteriors. It's actually, things are starting to take shape. It's pretty exciting. I've condensed a 75-minute phone call down into about a 25-minute video, and so there's things are gonna be chopped out. The other thing is I have to apologize for is I did not have my Zoom background on, so you are gonna see my cluttered office in all its glory behind me, and I apologize for that. But once again, I'll get better as we go along. All right, without waiting any longer, let's get into the meeting. So I'm excited to see what you've come up with. Just kind of to go back for people is, in our last meeting, you presented two options, and my wife and I chose the stacked version where the first and the second floor are pretty much identical with the exception of the entries. We also liked that because the bedrooms were larger, living space was a little bit larger, and we wanted to explore the roof deck on the second story. We also made the decision, you presented an option to add two more units above parking, and we made the decision that no, that was getting a little tight, plus it might create issues with the parking having to be a certain size. So with that, interested in what we got.
Fantastic. So let's just get started. Project schedule. So here we are in phase three. We're in design development phase. We have 3 meetings within this phase, and we're right here. Okay. So once we conclude this meeting, we'll talk about some changes that we want to make. You'll see those changes within this design development 2 meeting. Okay.
Yep.
Then we'll have some minor changes after this, maybe a couple tweaks here and there. And then by the end of this meeting, we should have a pretty finalized design. Okay.
Yep.
Because in phase 4 is where we're going to get other consultants involved. We're going to get the structural engineer involved, the Title 24 consultant. Okay. So we don't want to keep sending them changes. We want to have a pretty finalized design once it gets to that. Let's jump into the chosen schematic design option. So we chose the 8 units. Okay. We chose the first floor, 1 unit, second floor, the second unit. Okay. Now this creates really efficient floor plan because we can have all of the plumbing stacked. Okay.
Right.
Plumbing stacked on the second floor going to the first floor. Very efficient. We're going to have the private spaces stacked. So when people are sleeping, usually means other people are sleeping on the first floor. So really good for noise, right?
Yep.
We have 749 square foot each unit. We have 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Each unit is on 1 floor. We have a staggered architectural design, which is created from that setback, right?
Yeah.
We have an in-unit washer dryer, open public areas, which are going to be the kitchen, dining, and living areas. And then we have this staircase on this exterior side, which is going to be the main access point for all the units.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the floor and roof plans. So each structure, we have 4 structures. Each structure has a total of 2 units. So 4 structures times 2 equals 8 units total on the lot. Let's talk about access to this first floor. Okay, so this orange line is your site access. This is along that side yard.
Okay.
You can hang a left coming from the back of the area, back of the lot, into your first floor private patio. So each first floor unit has a pretty generous sized private patio. Okay.
Looks like it's
second
about
floor,
16 feet wide, and what's the depth on that?
It's going to be about 10 feet.
Okay, so 160 square foot patio. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, and then they even have this access side yard, okay, in between the 2 units, which is 5 by, I think about 20 feet. So you get an extra storage area.
Okay.
Yep. So let's talk about entrance to your building on this first floor. So through your private patio, you're going to have a private gate right here. Through your private patio, enter into the unit right about there. You're going to enter into this nice, large public area with an L-shaped kitchen. We have a small little dining area and then your living space. Okay. You can hang a right into the more private areas, which is this back bedroom. That back bedroom is 10'6" by about 12'5", so very generously sized bedroom. You can fit a king size bed in there.
Good, good.
And we have maybe a small kids bedroom or an office space, which is about 11'3" by 9 foot. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Small linen closet within this corridor, washer and dryer accessible next to these private areas. And then we have the shared bathroom. Okay, so we have a 30 by 60-inch shower insert. It's just going to be basically a fiberglass shower insert with maybe some tile on the walls.
Okay.
We have the typical dimensions for the water closet, which is the toilet. And we have a 30-inch vanity. Okay, so we can discuss some different options regarding this bathroom. Maybe we fit a double vanity in there, or maybe it's a sink and some counter space for makeup, et cetera, et cetera. So that's one of the main points that I want to discuss.
Yeah, yeah. No. So a couple of questions, just looking at this and anticipating this. What are the odds of putting a pocket door between the sink and the toilet so that we can give the person, I mean, if we only have one bath,
Yep.
then that way, if Junior's taking a shower or going to the bathroom, mom can be brushing her teeth or doing her makeup if need be.
Yeah, that's a great point, and I will design that for the next iteration. We'll have a few different bathroom
Okay.
iterations.
And the other question, I don't know if this works at all, is if the front door to the bathroom was also a pocket door, do we get a sink on the other side, like where the door opens to now? Like if this was if the entry door to the bathroom was a pocket door,
Yeah.
and I don't like pocket doors, but I don't know, I'm just looking at limited space and wanting to get a second vanity. But now that I'm looking at it, that would be kind of awkward because you'd walk right in and you'd hit your hip on that. Yeah, okay, that won't work. All right.
And two things regarding the pocket door as the front door. So typically, the pocket door isn't as good as sound reduction coming from the bathroom, right?
Okay.
So they're not that great in sound. They are more expensive, the door, because now you have to double frame this wall.
Got it. Okay. All right.
For the pocket. Now, another option here is to push this corridor area over maybe like 2 feet, take a little space away from this closet, and then this wall comes out 2 feet, and you get a little bit bigger of a bathroom area.
Okay. That'd be interesting to see on the next drawing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, like I said, this first floor and the second floor are basically the same. Okay. So, stack design, stack plumbing, which is very efficient. Private patio. We have a water heater under the access stairs to the second floor. So let's jump up to the second floor. So this green line is your access to that second floor with the water heater down below.
Okay. Now is that water heater for the bottom or the top unit?
Thinking that's going to be a shared water heater, maybe an 80-gallon or 60-gallon, and then we'll sub it out after
the water. Okay.
After the water is heated.
Okay.
So access to this second floor. We have the access stairs. This is all exterior staircase onto a small little landing, hang a right, and you're gonna immediately come into the public area. But instead of coming in through this door, you're coming in through a door right here. And so into your dining room, same L-shaped kitchen, same living space, and then whatever we do on the downstairs bathroom will mirror on the second floor bathroom, right? But bedrooms and closet spaces, washer dryer will all stay the same because it's very efficient to stack those areas, right?
Hey, one thought I had, and I don't know if it's just not here, but it's because I'm doing stuff at my house right now and didn't put enough spigots in on the exterior. Can we put a water spigot like outside on the outside so that if people want to do potted plants or something, or just hose it down, they can have access to that?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Okay. I think that we'll locate it, maybe not here because you may be walking in, you may hit that spigot, but maybe about here under that window, adjacent to the sink, on the opposite wall of the sink. I think that'll be very efficient.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, good. That's a great point. Maybe we do one maybe over here on that corner for the private balcony, unless you don't see a need for a spigot on the private balcony.
Um, there may be if they have potted plants. I mean, if we're doing it on one, if it's not too much of a cost, let's just give them both a spigot.
Right.
I know we got to put a drain in then, but we got to have a drain anyway, I think.
Yeah. We sure do. Okay, so the only change on these buildings on this first unit, okay, this is the one facing the street, is we want to get some nice curb appeal
Okay.
on this first unit. So that's why I'm proposing a small little Juliet balcony
Oh,
on this
nice.
front unit only. That's going to create some really nice curb appeal. Once you see the renderings, you'll kind of visualize it a little better. But this is the only unit that will have a Juliet balcony. All of the back units will just have a window.
Okay. So the
Just spend a
trade-off
little
is
money right here.
your bed's got to be positioned, and you're not going to get a queen. It'll be a single.
We can possibly get a queen here or a double at least.
Okay.
But it's just going to eat up into this space right here.
And it's only one of 8 units, so it's not. Yeah. No, I think it'll be nice.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So, any questions regarding the floor plans?
No, pretty much in line with what we were expecting.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's jump into the roof plan.
Okay.
So we have 2 options for this roof plan. One proposes a roof deck, and one is a basic 4/12 roof slope with a Spanish tile. Okay, we'll go with a composite Spanish tile to keep the design, but it's a little more durable than the clay tile.
Okay.
So 4/12, we have the ridge coming over the public or private areas back here, and then we have a perpendicular ridge coming over the public areas. And then I am proposing some type of trellis system above the balcony, just to create some shading and kind of accent that Spanish architecture that we're going for.
Okay.
So this option proposes just the roof ridge. Now this option proposes a roof deck above those public areas. Okay.
Okay.
Now, thinking this is probably going to add quite a bit of change to the project, okay? Because we have to basically waterproof this roof deck. We have to create a second stair, and that second stair is going to eat up into this or come over into this roof deck access from that second floor. So,
okay, so
something to think about.
Yeah, I kind of drove the neighborhood and didn't see a lot of. Obviously, there's no roof decks in City Heights, and I was looking at the views. There's not really going to be a view. And so Corey and I were talking, we're weighing the risks of, we think most of our tenants are going to be single parents with kids, and nervous about a kid getting up on the roof deck while mom or dad is at work or on the phone or working out of the house. How high, I guess we're worried about the risk, thinking it may not be that much of a value add because there's no views. Mm-hmm. There's, the safety risk. What is kind of the cost when you're saying coin? Are we talking, hey, it's $5,000 a unit? Is it $60,000 a unit?
I think it's going to be closer to that 60,000 unit, because instead of just doing a truss system, which is a very efficient roof framing system, we're going to go with it's so extensive. So I think closer to that 60,000 a unit.
Okay, so I'm thinking if we're dealing with a 60,000 increase, my insurance guy did not like the idea of a roof deck at all on rentals. He's like, your liability is going to go through the roof. So
Yeah.
I think for safety and cost, as much as I think it would be really cool, I think we've got to scrap the roof deck. When Corey and I were talking, she's like, hey, if it's 25 or 30,000, it's probably not worth doing. If it's going to be 60, let's just go with the standard. And I lose one of my cool features, but I think it's more prudent and safer.
Right. No, I completely agree with you. And that's 60,000, but I think that's probably pretty good mark. But
well, it's 60,000 times 4, so it's $250,000. So yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Right. Okay, so
Okay.
let's scratch this option 2, and
Okay.
we'll go with a simple truss system. So this truss system, they're going to crane those guys on. So it's very efficient. This roof, at least framing and sheathing, is going to be done within a few days.
Okay.
So rather than this roof deck, which is probably going to be 2 weeks to build. So it saves time and a lot of money.
Okay.
Okay. So any questions regarding the roof deck or the roof plans?
No.
So let's talk to the rendered elevations.
Okay.
So this is that front elevation. Okay. Now this is different from your regular 2D line drawing, which I'm going to show on the plans. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't show that much depth because it's called not an isometric, but an orthographic view. Okay.
Okay.
But it does show material, and it shows kind of your roof. There's that Juliet balcony.
Nice.
That front unit. Okay. And we can dress it up with some landscaping. Okay. You can see those exterior stairs a little bit going up to that top unit.
Yep.
To this covered private balcony on the second floor. We're showing that trellis system. Maybe we bring in some wrought iron, okay, just to accent that Hispanic design a little bit better.
Okay.
And yeah, maybe we bring in some. Well, we're going to be required to bring in some ventilation into that roof area. Okay, so we can do that through a nice design. And then around the windows and doors, I'm showing like a 4-inch foam piece, okay, just to bring out some depth in that elevation, which is going to look really nice, which is typical of the Spanish style. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So this is the east elevation. This is the elevation along the alley. So we have a few different options here.
That's so exciting.
Yeah. So, City Heights. I'm pretty confident if we don't do something on this elevation, it's going to get tagged up. Okay? Because we don't have any security gate along the alley there. Okay? So we can either, option one, put a nice tall hedge. Okay? But that's going to take a few years to grow high. 2, we can either do some type of bougainvillea wall and have a bougainvillea with vines crawl up that wall. Or 3, we can do some type of mural. Okay? I think the mural will be nice. It would accent the neighborhood. I have a few really good muralists that we can consult out.
Okay.
So totally up to you guys. Mural is going to be an added cost, but it's really going to deter the taggers because they don't like to tag over nice stuff.
I'm still having misgivings, and I don't know how we fix this. If somebody's coming in and going around a corner before they get to the security gate, that's the perfect space for a bad guy to be jumping somebody. I don't know. Maybe when we finish this, we look and after the fact we add electric sliding gates or something on the back. I'm just really conscious of security, especially in this neighborhood. So, and I know the issue is how do we get cars parked. But I'm going to do some gate research just because I'm just nervous. I just really want this to be safe and locked down.
Right.
So I'll do some research on that.
I completely agree with you. I think that one option that we can do is, and it may not be the best looking, but some type of mirror system. You know, when you're coming up the driveway, or coming through like an underground parking lot, and there's a mirror. Yeah. Because it shows your blind corner, right? Yeah. When you're coming around that corner, it shows your blind spot. Maybe that's an option. Maybe something smaller here just to see, and we can also do a lot of security lights. Okay.
Yeah. That I think is a minimum. So yeah, let's plan for that as a minimum, and then after the fact, if we find we're nervous, a gate something we can always add in 6 months later or something like that.
Okay, so this is the north elevation. This is going to be the access path. You can see that utility gate along this, or that utility pole along the alley. Yeah. With those dumpsters. Okay. You can see that little niche that I was just talking about, that tenants walk through to get to the security gate, which is going to be along this wall. Right. We have the back unit, back middle unit, the front middle unit, and the front unit. Obviously, they're all looking the same at this point. You can see this light line right here. That's going to be the top of this staircase, okay, the top of the parapet wall. We have this little niche in these buildings and I'm proposing a window there to that bottom unit just to get a little extra light in there. Okay, it's not gonna be much, but it's gonna be a little extra light. And
Yeah.
then to the right of that area under the staircase is those water heaters,
Okay.
um, and then some palm trees. I think
Okay.
some nice palm trees. Maybe not queen because I know those get really messy.
Yeah.
Maybe some king palms, just to accent that kind of Spanish design, kind of tropical design that we're going for.
Okay.
This is the south elevation. This guy's going to be getting a lot of sun. So, and this is also where all of your bedroom egress windows are. Okay.
Okay.
So we may want to dress this up with some type of shading system above the windows, just because this elevation is going to be taking a lot of heat. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll have to discuss a good solution here. Okay. So exterior renderings. This is the fun part. Okay. So these exterior renderings show the 3D view. Okay. In this particular view, you're looking at the development from the street. Okay. Kind of at eye level.
Yeah.
You can see that security gate right about here, and basically just bring in some type of trellis system over just to match the design on the units. Then we can get some really nice landscaping. Okay. This wall will probably get tagged up if we don't provide some type of nice landscaping, or probably don't want to do a mural there, but maybe just some tall plants.
Right. Yeah, I don't want that tagged.
Yeah.
Could we do, just for security, could we do a small kind of window in the door?
Yeah.
Just so they can take a look in before they open it, or a look out before they open it coming out.
Yeah, I think that's very smart. One thing to mention here, too, on this elevation is if we do not provide parking within this front area, the city will most likely require us to close up this curb cut.
Okay.
So we can either, one, show parking there, one spot, and do this fence and gate after, okay? Or two, we can close up the curb cut.
Let's just close it up, because that'll make the property look better. It also will provide more parking for that's an extra spot for our people or the neighbors, because parking's really tight down there. Yeah, let's just close it up.
Okay, so this is the entrance from that front gate. So this is kind of the view that you're going to see as soon as you enter into the area. Basically what we're doing here is we're showing pavers, okay, and we'll get into that a little later, and then some type of curved planter box or curved planter area for those tall areas because they have a big root ball, okay?
Right.
We're showing the gate getting into these bottom floor units, and then the staircase getting up into the second floor. Then maybe we bring in some type of stack stone just to create some type of just kind of accent.
Yeah, I like that.
Instead of just all white stucco.
Yeah. Here's a weird thought. Going back to your mural idea, what do you think about doing murals above the stairs on these sides here? You'd have like 4 different murals. I don't know if it'd be visible streetwise, but it'd be visible for the people when they came in.
Yeah. I think that maybe 4 murals on these elevations may be a little much, but maybe we do like some small accents. I've seen small accents, like maybe on this corner, right? Okay. That adds to the overall mural at the back. Okay, so maybe it's a small accent right here. Maybe it's a small accent on the top there, on the second building, and maybe different areas scattered around the building that work well with the back. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, I think.
Just because I think, sorry for interrupting you, but I think if we do like 4 murals, even if they're kind of in the same concept, the same realm, I think it could get a little busy. But if we do some small areas, I think that could work really well, and I'll show that on the next revisions. Okay, so this is structure A. This is your structure as closest to the street. This guy is kind of an upgraded unit because he has that most private area.
Right.
On that first floor. Now the back areas, I have a rendering of it, but their area is 10 by 16, I think we said, and it's a little smaller. But this guy gets definitely the most light, okay, because he doesn't have he doesn't have a.
There's no building there. Yeah. Okay.
This is the second floor balcony. This is pretty typical on all of the floors.
Okay.
Now, this guy's balcony is about 4'6" by 16, so not too deep, but I think deep enough to where you can get a little two-seater out there.
Okay.
Definitely deep enough to get a little barbecue.
Yeah.
Back area. Maybe a nice hanging plant. Okay, so this is structure B through D. Okay, now you can see that it's this is 10 foot wide by 16. I do think they're going to get a lot of natural light, especially if we paint this back wall a lighter color, because that's just going to reflect the light.
Reflect it. Okay.
But you can see that 5 foot area back there. Maybe there's a little storage cabinet for some exterior storage for them. But generously sized.
Yeah.
I think for the area.
And private.
Yeah, very private. Very nice.
Okay.
This is the access path here along that alley. Let's say this is right when you enter into the development from a security gate. You're going to see private doors to get into your downstairs private patio.
Okay.
Or you can keep walking down the path. Okay. Okay, and then to conclude this presentation, we have a view from the street kind of at sunset. Maybe it's like a fall sunset. I know at fall sunset's really casting really nice orange tint on the building. Just wanted to end with this kind of emotional view.
That sounds good. So looking forward to the next call, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good, Scott. Thank you for your time.
Have a great one. Bye, Shane.
You too.